what kind of alternate reality are we living in when the Orioles have 8 prospects in the top 100? It is strange. The Orioles have had good prospects before. Back in the day, I remember they had like a three-headed pitching monster mix in the early 2000s with like Eric Bedard and the other Daniel Cabrera, I want to say, and Adam Lowen.
Oh my
Um,
God,
they,
that's man. Those
they
names.
had, Matt Wieters. The Orioles picked in the top 10 a lot of years, so they
Yeah.
usually have one. But yeah, no, this is probably their best farm system. I don't know the history of the Orioles farm system, but I would think this is their best farm system since the 70s at least, if not the 60s.
Probably since the 80s. When I mean the early.
Well,
No,
you
I
had,
think you're right. By late 70s, early 80s, probably.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean,
Is that when did they have did Eddie Murray come up through the Orioles system?
yes, he did. No. I think he came up with the. No,
Dodgers, maybe?
I'll have to double check that because I think
But
no, he did. I'll double check that, but I think he did. Yeah, go
but
ahead.
I mean, you had Cal Ripken Jr. and so that's good enough. Um, but yeah, it is. But they went out and got people from Houston. And Houston, as we've seen and continue to see, Houston knew what the hell they were doing, both legally and illegally. And so they bring Mike Elias in, and here you go. They've got 2 straight number 1 prospects, Natalie Rutschman and then Gunnar Henderson, and they may have the number 1 prospect again next year in Jackson Holiday if things work out the way people think. So they've done well in the draft.
Yeah, no, you're right. He was the third round. He was a third round draft pick by Baltimore in the 1973 draft. So that is correct. But I was thinking about their pitchers because they used to be.
Yeah.
They were. Yeah, that's where it came up from. Like in terms of pitchers, they had. You're talking about Dennis Martinez before El Presidente was in Montreal. He was in Baltimore. You have Mike Flanagan. You
Mike
had Boddicker, Jim Palmer and his funky windup, and Scott McGregor, and then they had Tippy Martinez out of the bullpen, who was a fantastic swingman. That guy was awesome. Like watching him pitch in some of those games from back in the day. But yeah, they had. I mean, Mike Flanagan won. I think it was 23 games for the 79 Orioles. Lost to the Pirates in the World Series. So Baltimore used to develop talent, and then all of a sudden they stopped spending money in the international market. Refused to. Dan Durquette was like, "No, screw you. I'm not spending money on the international market."